ladies, thank you for joining me in practice today. And to Facebook, you guys that are with me today, whether you're live or going to watch me later, thank you for joining me. So let's get started. You've got yourself a chair. Situate with your sits bones firmly down into the chair. Lengthen your spine, letting your shoulders gently roll down your back, and resting your palms gently in your lap. Feeling your feet firmly planted down onto the ground. You can gently close your eyes or soften your gaze, just looking down the end of your nose. Coming into your breath, letting your breath move fully in through your nose and gently out of your mouth. Taking this moment to reflect inward, just feeling how your body is this morning, noticing any areas that feel tight or stiff, any areas of discomfort. Just take note and just pay attention to that as you move through practice today. If you need to go into a stretch and just kind of hold it for let your to get the benefit from that, or if it's a little too much, you can always back out and use your blocks to offer any assistance with any stretching or movements that we do today. The intention for class today that I want you to focus on as you reflect is the intention of service and how we extend our strength, peace, and love that we cultivate on our mat and sending that out into the world around us. Yoga teaches us that our practice is not just about what happens here on the mat. It's about how we take what we learn and share it. Service, or seva in Sanskrit, means selfless action. It is the idea that when we give from the heart without expecting anything in return, we create deeper connections and bring light to those around us. And connecting to your higher power, to God, to your divine entity, to nature, just whatever that means to you, is also an act of service. In Galatians 5:13, we are reminded that through love, serve one another. Service does not have to be a grand gesture. It can be a kind word, a listening ear, a helping hand. Just small acts of love and kindness can transform both the giver and the receiver. Just as we support ourselves in challenging poses, we can support others with compassion and presence. And as you move through your practice today, let each moment be an offering. Think about how you can serve, not through action, but through kindness, patience, and love. On your next inhale, just gently bring your hands to prayer at heart center, elongating your spine, pressing up through the top of your head, just feeling that extension. And as you inhale, circle your arms down and come up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And once again, inhale, bring your arms down, circle up. And as you exhale, left arm comes down, reaching your right arm up and over, coming into a side bend, side stretch. Feet stay firmly planted on the ground. Hips planted in your seat. And stretching with that right hand up and over to the wall, to the side. Breathing into your right lungs. Just using your breath to accentuate the stretch. One more inhale here, stretch it out long. Exhale, come back up to center. Inhale, stretch out tall. Exhale, right arm comes down, left arm reaches up and over, leaning towards the right. Keeping your hips firmly in the chair, feet on the ground. Breathing into that left side body, feeling the expansion in your lungs. Feeling that ribs expand as you inhale. And one final inhale, give it a long reach. And exhale, come back up to center. Inhale, stretch it tall. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to the left. Right arm comes down to your left outer leg. Reaching behind, grabbing the chair with your arm. Extending your spine as you inhale. Looking over your left shoulder as you exhale. Just softening into the twist. Letting it be gentle as you start this morning. We're just waking up the spine, waking up the body. So just ease into your twist. And one more inhale, stretch it up tall. And exhale, looking over that left shoulder. And then unravel, coming back to center. Circle your arms up as you inhale. And exhale, we're going to twist over to the right. So left arm comes to your right outer leg, reaching behind with your right arm, stretching your spine as you inhale, breathing into the twist as you exhale, keeping your breath flowing evenly in through your nose and out through your mouth. Stretch it up tall. Breathe into the twist as you exhale. And then coming back to center, circle your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to do kind of a twist and bend. So we're going to come to your left hand's going to reach towards the block. And kind of to your outer knee. You can come down to the block or on down to the floor, just kind of pressing onto your leg to twist as you side bend towards the ground. So doing some bending and twisting at the same moment to just kind of intensify the flexibility of your spine. Continuing to breathe, lengthen the spine as you inhale, twisting and leaning as you exhale. One more breath here, deep inhale in, full exhale out, and coming back up to a seated position. We'll repeat that on the other side. So inhale, lengthen the spine long. And as you exhale, right hand reaches down towards the side, to the block or to the floor, using the left arm to press into the side of your leg, coming into that twist. Again, using the block here if you need to bring the ground up closer to you. You can change the level of the block if you want to come on down, or you can come on down towards the ground. And just try trying to increase the flexibility of the spine, loosen it up. It's breathing into your spine, lengthening as you inhale, focusing on the twist and side bend as you exhale. One more inhale here, and exhale. And inhale, bring yourself back up to a center position, stretching your spine out long, hands to prayer at heart center. We're going to do a little bit of a kind of a bird dog variation in a seat. So as you inhale, you're going to extend your right leg out in front, and your left arm reaches up tall, so the opposite arm and leg. Hold it here for the inhale, and set your arm and leg down as you exhale. And we're going to switch sides. Inhale, left arm comes up, right arm stretches up tall. Inhale, stay for the exhale. One more inhale, stretch it up tall. Exhale, plant your foot and hand back down. We'll do that a few more times on each side. Inhale, left leg comes up, right arm stretches long. And exhale, come on down. Inhale, switch sides. Left arm up, right foot out. And exhale, back down. One more each side. Inhale, left leg stretches, right arm reaches up tall. Exhale, plant your foot and hands. One more on the opposite side. Inhale, pushing out through the bottom of your feet, stretching up through your fingertips, and exhale back. Going to kind of reset here, using your hands to support yourself. We're going to come into a staff pose. So this is going to kind of work your core, so make sure your navel is pulled in to support your low back, spine's nice and tall. And as you inhale, bring both legs out in front. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest those legs back down. Just kind of shake it out a little bit. We'll do that a couple more times. And if you can hold for the count of 5, that's great. If you need to drop a little bit sooner, just do what you're able to do. But once again, keeping that core activated, your navel drawn in to support your low back. Take a deep breath in and exhale. On the next inhale, feet come out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And plant those legs back down. Kind of shake it out. Deep inhale in. Lengthen that spine. Exhale fully. Inhale, legs come up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Come into some arm work, so keeping yourselves planted firmly down in your chair. Going to come into some bicep curls. So rest your hands in your lap, making a fist, and we're just going to curl up like you're lifting weights here. And I want you to keep your spine tall, shoulders back. Don't want you shrugging your shoulders up. Keep them up and back, so kind of squeezing your shoulder blades together. And we're going to start with 5 bicep curls, and think of contracting all the way up your arms as you bring it in. And when you get to the top, I want you to squeeze your fists and squeeze your biceps, and then exhale, relax it down. Inhale, breathe up and squeeze at the top, and exhale, relax. Inhale, contract, squeeze everything at the top, leaving your shoulders down. Exhale, relax. Inhale, squeeze at the top, and exhale, relax. And we'll do that one more time. Inhale, squeeze, and relax. We're going to move into a different, so leaving your hands fisted, you're going to pull your elbows back, kind of squeezing your shoulder blades together. And as you inhale, you're going to curl up. Elbows are going to come out, and then back. Once again, kind of squeezing those shoulder blades together. And then reverse that. Down and back. So we'll start with an inhale and exhale. Inhale, elbows come up, out, and back. Inhale, in, down, and back. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Inhale, up, out, and back. Inhale, together, elbows down, and back. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Inhale, up, elbows up, back, squeezing those shoulder blades, and together. Down, down, and back. We'll do two more here. Inhale, up, out, and back, squeezing. Inhale, together, down, and back. And squeezing those shoulders. Inhale, up, out, and back, squeezing together. Inhale, down, down, and back. And release that. And scooch forward towards the end of your chair, not all the way out. We're going to come into an extended mountain pose. So feet extend out long, balancing on your sits bones in your chair, spines nice and tall, hands open down at your sides, extending your spine from your waist up. You want to pull through the top of your head to elongate your spine. We're just going to come into some upward salutes and forward folds. So as you inhale, circle your arms up, reaching up tall. And exhale, bending at the waist, hands reaching down towards your ankles, letting your head fall down towards your knees. And walk yourself back up to a sitting position as you inhale, shrugging those shoulders and rolling them down the back. We're just going to continue that, moving breath with movement. As you inhale, circle your arms up tall, stretch it up. Exhale, forward fold, coming down, head to the knees, and walking yourself back up, shrugging your shoulders at the top, rolling them down the back. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk back up to a seated position, shrugging your shoulders at the top, rolling them down the back. We'll do two more. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walking yourself back up to that seated position, shoulders up and back. And one more. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. And inhale, walk yourself back up to seated position. Shoulders up, and come on back. Bring your knees back in, and scooch back a little here if you want. And you do want a little bit of space between the back. I'm going to turn my chair here just so you can see. We're going to come into a kind of a cat stretch of the back. So go ahead and bring hands to prayer at heart center. Interlace your fingers, and as you exhale, you're going to push your hands out, tucking your pelvis and doming your back, tucking your chin. And as you inhale, spine comes up, stretching your arms up overhead. And then exhale, hands come back to prayer at heart center. As you inhale, interlace those fingers, stretch your arms out long, tucking the pelvis, doming the back, tucking the chin. Inhale, spine comes long, arms stretch up overhead. Exhale, hands back to prayer at heart center. Place those fingers, press it out into cat. Inhale, straight spine. Exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. We'll do two more like that. Inhale, dome the back, stretch your hands out in front. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, release your hands, coming back to prayer at heart center. Interlace those fingers, stretch those arms out, doming that back. Inhale, up, tall spine, tall hands, and releasing back to prayer at heart center. Now we're going to go ahead and stand. So we need kind of a fun new, to the front of your chair. I want you to face your chair to begin with. You guys can see me in the mirror. All right. So this is, we're going to start with a stork pose and kind of turn that into a twist as well. So putting your weight into your right leg, step your left leg up onto your chair, leaving a 90-degree angle between your knee and your knees directly over that ankle. You don't want it to be forward or back. You want to keep that 90-degree angle. And then arms just come out parallel to the ground, pressing firmly into that right foot, down into the ground, keeping your hips square to your chair, spine's nice and tall. And as you inhale, you're going to bring your right hand to your left outer knee and just twisting, keeping your spine tall. You can use your left hand to the middle of your back to help extend the spine, and breathe into the twist. We're going to inhale, come back to center, into that stork position, arms parallel to the ground, keeping your shoulders plugged back, keeping that knee at a 90-degree angle, spine nice and tall. Inhale, stretch that spine tall, and then exhale into your twist. One inhale and exhale into your twist. And then inhale back to center. Arms reach out long, spine's nice and tall. Stay for the inhale and exhale. Inhale, stretch it out long, and exhale back into your twist. Inhale back to center, arms parallel to the ground. Inhale and exhale. We'll do one more twist here. And one inhale, stretch it up tall, and exhale into your twist. Leaving those shoulders pressed down away from your ears. And inhale back to center. And drop your hands and your left leg down to the ground. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So put your weight into your left leg, stepping your right foot up into your chair. Once again, making sure your alignment is correct with your knee over your ankle, making that 90-degree bend. Pelvis is centered straight towards your chair. Spine is nice and tall, and then arms come up parallel to the ground. You want to keep them shoulder width apart. You don't want to put your hands together. Leave them shoulder width apart, pressing down firmly into your left foot, and elongating your spine as you inhale, and a full exhale here. One more inhale. And then we're going to twist on your exhale. Left hand coming to your right outer knee, using your left hand behind, pressing into your low back to help lengthen your spine. On your next inhale, you're going to come back forward, pressing your right foot into the chair, left foot on the ground. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and stay for the exhale. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale into the twist, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. One more inhale, and exhale. Inhale back to center. Arms parallel to the ground. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and stay for the exhale. One more inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale into your twist. One inhale and exhale here, and next inhale, come back to center. We'll do one more twist here. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Stay for the exhale. One inhale, Lengthen your spine. And exhale into your twist. Big inhale here, and a full exhale. And then inhale back to center. Arms parallel to the ground. And then stepping back on down to the ground. You can shake it out if that feels good. We're going to walk around to the back side of the chair. And move that forward just a little here. And using your chair as support, you can face the chair or face sideways. Just kind of using that as a support, just bring in your left knee up towards your chest, kind of squeezing it in tight, pressing down into that right foot, spine stays nice and long. This is a wind release pose. This is a good way to just kind of compress those internal organs that aids with digestion. Give it one more inhale here, squeeze it in tight. And exhale, release that leg down to the ground. And we're going to step it back about 3 or 4 feet, coming into a downward dog. Once again, using the back of the chair. You can leave your hands here and just step back until it feels good. Or you can come on down to your forearms onto the back of the chair. Just bending at the waist, letting your chest fall through down towards the ground. And releasing your head, making sure you're not holding any tension in your neck. Just do about 3 to 4 breaths here in the downward dog. One more deep inhale in, full exhale out. On your next inhale, walk yourself back up and come in a little bit closer to your chair. We're going to do some heel raises and toe raises. So we'll start by coming up onto your toes, just up and down. When you come up, squeeze your glutes, kind of tuck your pelvis forward, moving your spine nice and long. Up and down, up and down. We'll do 2 more. Up and down, up and down. Now we're going to go the opposite way. So we'll kind of lean back into your heels, bringing your toes up off the ground and down. Try leaving your pelvis in alignment with your spine as you do this. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. We'll do one more here. Up and down. And let's step it back into your downward dog again. So step back 3 or 4 feet, leaving your feet about hips width apart. You can go a little wider if that feels good. Stretching your hands out long, resting on the back of your chair, chest falls through, keeping your neck in alignment. So find a spot on the mat that you can stare at that keeps your neck in alignment. Just a focal point that you can focus on as you breathe deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. 2 more breaths here in your downward dog. One more with a full inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, walk yourself back up. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So putting your weight into your left leg, you're going to bring your right knee in towards your chest. You can grab that knee and hug it in tight, leaving your weight there, leaving your spine nice and tall. Use the chair to help keep your balance here. You can challenge your balance and grab on with both hands if that feels good. A couple more breaths here. Give it a big tight squeeze in towards your chest. And release back down to the ground. Kind of shake it out. And we're going to step back into your downward dog. So stepping back through your 4 feet, resting your hands on the back of the chair, dropping your chest through, getting that good stretch down the hamstrings and your calves. Also a good stretch for your shoulders here. And one more inhale and exhale. On the next inhale, walk yourself back up. Coming in a little bit closer to the back of your chair. We're going to do one more set of those heel raises and toe raises. So feet should be about 6 width apart, cores in tight, spines nice and tall. Using your chair here to help keep your balance. And as you inhale, press up onto your toes, squeezing those calves, and exhale back in. Inhale, come up, exhale down. You should squeeze those calves and also squeeze your glutes as you come up. That's just going to activate that whole backside of your leg. Inhale, come up, and exhale, release. Let's do 2 more. Inhale, come up, squeeze in at the top, exhale, release. And one more. Inhale, squeeze, and exhale down. Now we're going to go in the opposite direction. So inhale, back on your heels, and feet on the floor. Inhale, toes come up. Exhale, feet down. Keeping that core in tight, once again, to support that low back as you make this. This isn't a very big motion, but it's a great way to continue working those ankles, strengthening your ankles, as well as building some calf muscles. One more here. Up and back. Maybe shake it out. And then one more downward dog. Stepping on back 3 or 4 feet. Resting your hands on the back of your chair and just letting your chest fall through. Breathing in deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. One more full inhale and exhale here. On the next inhale, walk yourself back up. And we're going to come back around and have a seat. And getting your hips towards the back of your chair, feet flat on the floor, pressing down into the ground, and your sits bones pressing down into your chair, spines nice and tall, keeping that core activated to support your low back. And we're going to start with just some neck rolls here. So as you inhale, tuck your chin down towards your chest. And exhale, looking up towards the ceiling. Inhale, chin to chest. Just moving with your breath in full flexion and extension of that neck. Finding any areas that are tight. And if you need to hold the stretch a little longer, feel free to do whatever feels good. Leaving your shoulders pressed down away from your ears as you move through your flexion and extension. And meet me back in the center, so bring your head over heart over pelvis. And you're just going to drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. And if you want to reach that right arm down, you can kind of grab the bottom of your chair. That'll help kind of intensify that stretch a little bit. And just hold as you breathe in a few breath cycles. One more inhale and exhale. Back to center as you inhale. And we're going to drop the right ear down towards the right shoulder, keeping your spine tall, elbows or your shoulders down away from your ears. And then stretching that left arm down if you want to intensify that stretch a little bit. Just kind of putting some tension by grabbing the chair and breathing into that stretch. You can even kind of drop your nose a little bit to get a different angle of the stretch. Just find whatever area feels good and just breathe into that area. One more inhale and exhale. And release on the next inhale. We're going to come into just some shoulder rolls. Let your arms kind of hang down to your side, and you're going to shrug them up and back. Just making a very overly exaggerated shrug, rolling up and back, squeezing those shoulder blades together as you come to the back. Moving with your breath. One more in this direction. And then let's reverse that. Coming back and roll forward, kind of collapsing those collarbones as you come to the front. Again, making it slow, controlled, and exaggerated. And one more here. And just kind of relax back down into your chair. I'm just going to end with a few side bends. So inhale, arms come up. And then exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, back up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale to center. Side bend to the left. Inhale up. Side bend to the right. And we'll keep moving with your breath, doing a few more cycles. Inhale up to center. And exhale into the bend. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend to the left. And one more here. Exhale, bend it over to the right. And inhale. I'm going to take it into a twist. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist. Moving with your breath, flowing breath with movement. Inhale back to center. Exhale, bring hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, circle your arms up. And then exhale, coming into a seated forward fold, leaving your knees bent, dropping your head down towards your knees, letting your hands rest. You can rest them on your thighs, you can rest them on your shins. You want to rest them on a couple of blocks here. Just wherever is comfortable for you to relax fully and completely into this forward fold. Tuck in your chin in towards your chest. Focus on elongating your spine as you inhale and exhaling, deepening the fold. One final inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale down into the fold. And walk yourself back up to a seated position as you inhale. Settling those hips back down into the back of your chair. Shoulders up and back. And you can go ahead and relax onto the back of your chair, letting your hands rest gently in your lap. Or you can bring them into your center, resting one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. Coming into our final resting pose, coming into Shavasana. Just breathing deeply in through your nose and out out through your nose or mouth, just whichever it is most comfortable for you. Letting your breath come into a natural flow. Just moving gently and evenly. Relaxing, closing your eyes here if that feels good. Just releasing any tension. Letting your knees, hips, feet rest softly down onto the ground and into the chair. Feeling the support of the chair in your back. Releasing your shoulders down away from your ears, but not holding any tension. Just continuing to breathe softly and evenly. As we close our practice today, take a moment to feel the openness of your heart. When we serve others, we don't lose ourselves. We expand, we grow, and we connect. So feel that connection, sending out love as you exhale. Just expanding that to those around you, to those in your family, to those in your community. First Peter 4:10 tells us, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others, as faithful stewards of God's grace, which is in various forms. Serving others doesn't have to be, like we mentioned earlier, it doesn't have to be some grand gesture. Just a small smile, a word of encouragement. Maybe your gift is making people laugh, telling a joke, just lifting somebody's spirits. Use that gift in service to others. Maybe you give good hugs. Maybe that is your gift. And if you see, a family member, a friend, just it could be a complete stranger. You feel compelled to pat them on the back or give them a word of encouragement or even a small hug. Sometimes that simple gesture, that act of kindness, can serve them in a way that you just can't even imagine. So let go of any doubt or uncertainty and just use the gift of service in whatever way that feels natural. And may we carry this intention of service beyond our mat today, looking for small intentional ways to lift others, to share love, and bringing light into the world around us. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Just start waking up your body. And circle those arms up tall, coming into a full body stretch. And exhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Feeling the lengthening of your spine. Centering with your head over heart, heart over pelvis. I want to thank you for joining me in practice today. I am blessed to be able to serve and practice with you. I value. Namaste. Thank you guys for coming and having this practice with me. And hopefully that body's feeling a little more loose and